Good morning, welcome to my second marathon training video. The first one I went through a training week where I logged 184 kilometres. I followed that up with 176 kilometres, and being the third week of January I'm heading up to the Flinders Ranges, so I decided to do another video logging my training for this week. Today I'm starting off with a workout. It's 8x400 with a 200 metre jog recovery, so that's the quarter session. Done every week, I believe, for most of Rob Di Castella's training. He was a very good Australian marathoner in the early 80s, so good enough for him, good enough for me. I've got some harder sessions coming during the week, so this is a fairly short session, trying to just hit some good times. This oval is a bit longer than, hello David, this oval is a bit more than 400 metres, but I'll just be doing to the lap, so one lap hard, half a lap easy, for eight times. Okay, so that's the session done for this morning. It was 8x400. I put an extra 200 at the end there to make it a 5k set, and with a 8.5k warm up, 8.5k cool down, makes a 22k run this morning. And just finishing an easy 10k run now. I feel a bit tired, a bit chesty, but as far as injuries go, that calf problem I was having a couple of weeks ago is completely all fixed, so happy with that, and just back into normal training now. Tonight I drive up to Quorn in the Flinders Ranges, and so do my long run there tomorrow. Okay, see you then. G'day guys, doing my Tuesday morning long run. As you know, I do my long runs on Tuesdays, day after intervals. I'm running between Port Augusta and Quorn on the highway. So I start off in Quorn, I've run towards Port Augusta, turn around, coming back. I'm about 20 k's in now. Still got I don't know, 15 to go. I've had to carry some water today because most runs around Adelaide there's drinking fountains everywhere, so I don't need to worry about carrying water at all for my training through Adelaide. But when I'm in the country I've had to carry some water, so I've dropped that off 7 k's from home. It's uphill and headwind for most of the way back, which is a bit annoying, but that's just part of training. It is going to be fairly hot today, so I've started off early. It's going to be 38 in Adelaide and probably a couple of degrees warmer up here, being a bit inland and north of Adelaide. So it was actually 43 yesterday up here. So yesterday afternoon did a swim. It wasn't really a swim, just a soak in the local pool, looking after the kids. I mean, what else do you do when it's 43 degrees? Quorn has a new pool, they've completely redone it. It's only 1 year old, so it was really nice to have a soak there for a bit over an hour. That was after the run in the morning, which was 35 k's in 2 hours 30, so it's just on 3 hour marathon pace. So it looks like the hills didn't slow me down all that much. This morning doing just recovery, so easy 10k run and all on dirt roads around the back of Quorn. I've got a tough session tomorrow, so taking it real easy because I'm going to try to hit some marathon pace times, and it's going to be very difficult being one of the first marathon pace interval sessions that I've done. Okay, so you may be thinking marathon pace intervals, well that doesn't sound too bad. It's slower than 10k pace, slower than half marathon pace, and yes, that's right, it is fairly cruisy. It's meant to be fairly cruisy, especially on race day. You're meant to be very comfortable for the first part of your marathon, and then just gets increasingly harder as you go along. But it's still 330 k's is the pace that I was aiming for, so it's pretty tough when you're doing intervals at that pace and you're doing long intervals. Today I ran from Quorn along the highway down towards Wilmington, which is south of Quorn in the Flinders. Along the highway there, it was a little bit of up and down as you go, but overall fairly flat. So that's a good place to do long intervals. I did 4 by 3k, and I managed to hold the just under 330 k's for the whole way on each interval. So I was happy with that. Good interval session done, and yeah, it was definitely worth resting up a bit. So my legs managed to get through that session okay today. Okay, you'll have to excuse the wind buffeting the camera. It's a very hot northerly wind this afternoon, 39 degrees. Getting in the run early because the boys want to do swimming a bit later in the afternoon, and they need me as a lifeguard or someone to float off because they can't swim too well. So this morning was a 22k run with the long intervals, and now an easy 16k in the afternoon. It's Friday morning. We've had a thunderstorm overnight. Temperatures dropped way down. Very light rain on today's run. I've just run up north out of Quorn, which is the same way that I ran for the 16k run yesterday afternoon. So yesterday was 16k. Today a medium pace long run, 26k's. I'd like to be ticking along nicely, a bit quicker than the normal easy running. And yeah, that was quite comfortable the way out with the big tailwind. Just stuck to 160 heart rate. On the way back though, it was real struggle. Massive headwind, and yeah, struggled to keep a sort of a pace going, but still averaged 3 minutes 58 for the 26k's. Or 3 minutes 58 per k. Okay, so my legs aren't feeling all that great. They've done a lot of work over the last couple of days. So yeah, Friday afternoon, an easy run, real easy, 120 heart rate or just above that, and about 40 minutes on dirt roads, probably just over 8k for this loop. Okay, getting towards the end of the training week now. Doing some power-based training today. Obviously for short running events, you're doing a lot of your training is going to be to improve your power. But studies have shown that for marathon, while a lot of your training is based on your aerobic system, it does transfer over if you can improve your power and do some power-based training. So you do get the benefit from improving your power. Now, when you're talking power for running, it's short efforts or hills. So obviously, if you're training for an ultra marathon, you're trying to get a lot of vertical gain in your runs, or you can do things like plyometrics, jumping on the spot and so on. That is power-based training, and that will help your running. So today's session, doing a 10k warm-up and then 10 by 300 meter hills, and then a shorter cool down after that. Okay, so the total for the hill session, 10 by 300 hill, was a 23k all up, including the warm up and cool down. So having done a workout this morning, afternoon it's easy run, and just doing an easy 10k on dirt roads on a Saturday afternoon. Okay, so Sunday morning I've just done an easy 9k run. That finishes the training for the week. I'll be driving back to Adelaide today, and tomorrow doing some intervals again, so just the recovery day today, so I can get ready for that. To summarise the week, it was 193 k's total distance, and total time 14 hours and 6 minutes worth of running. You saw that I put in a marathon pace session, which that 4x3k session. I'll be doing more of them, and for me, I guess that's the key, apart from doing the long run and just being consistent with all the mileage and the amount of running that I do. The key for me for running a good marathon is to do a lot of running at the marathon pace that I'm wanting to run at, because if you can't do it in training, you won't be able to do it on race day. So you need to give the body some time to adapt to that and get used to running at that faster pace. So as I go along, I'll be incorporating more sessions like that over the next couple months. Also, I noticed with David recording some of my workouts, there's a little bit of work that I need to do with my posture. I'm a bit hunched over. I can probably open up my hips a bit more and probably get a bit more efficient doing that, making some changes like that. Hopefully I can make some changes. I think that probably is my default running style, but I'll try to work on getting a bit more upright and running a bit freer and easier that way. So that's the training week for this week. I'll check in a couple of weeks with another vlog, let you know how I'm going.